Stampers, this is Trevis. Welcome to Video Friday. So today is May 2nd, and on Tuesday, May 6th, the new annual catalog goes live, along with a lot of new products on the online exclusives. So I'm excited to show you some new product that will be available. It's called Sweet Jar. This bundle comes with a coordinating punch. Okay, so this doesn't have dies, but it has the punch. So all of these cute things can go inside the jar, along anything else that you want to put in there. So it's so cute. So today we're going to make a card with this. I'm going to be using up some paper that's retiring. So, right, I like to mix it up, use some product that we've had, some new product, make it all work together. So let's get started today. Less chatting, more stamping. Alrighty, so let me move this back. There we go. All right, so today I'm going to be using some designer series paper with a new color. So Strawberry Slush is a new in color that's going to be available on May 6th. But then I'm also going to be using, along with it, Melon Mambo and Pretty in Pink. So these three colors look gorgeous together, right? And then I'm going to be using some basic gray as my neutral. I'm going to be using my Stamparatus. As you know, I will never get rid of my Stamparatus. I love it, and I use it, even though it's retired and unfortunately not available to purchase any longer. So today I am going to use my little trick with the punch so that I don't waste any paper. So if you put your cardstock in your punch, okay, like that, punch out, and you get this, like a stencil. You can now use that so that you can stamp in those spots and not waste any paper when you punch out your image. Okay, so I have my little piece of white cardstock, just a scrap, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp that using my Stamparatus and my stamps. So from the Sweet Jar bundle, I'm going to stamp the jar. I'm going to line that up in the spot. And the lid. And they space these out so that this works perfectly. Okay, then I'm going to close this. And now I'm going to ink that up with my basic gray ink pad. So this is a photopolymer stamp set. I'm trying to make sure what. Photopolymer stamp set. If you get a little ink on your glass, no worries, because this is the Stamparatus and it will not transfer over to your image. Let's see if I lined that up properly. I hope I did. Okay, now I will take this out just like that, and it's time to punch it out. Before I punch it out, I'm going to do some hearts. I'm going to use the heart punch. I'm sorry, the heart stamp. There is no heart punch. The heart stamp. And I'm going to stamp that in Strawberry Slush. So these hearts are so pretty. And I'm just going to line this up in my jar. Okay. And then I'm going to punch. Now this is a small piece of cardstock, right? And it's really hard sometimes to fit these into your punch. So here's a little trick. If you take a Post-it note, put the Post-it note on your cardstock, then you have a lot of control. You can move it into your punch and don't have to worry about finagling it. And it punched out both pieces, just like that. Okay, if you have these little Post-it notes on the back, you just peel those off. You don't want, it really wouldn't bother me to leave them on there, but when I glue it down, I really don't want them on there because they might Actually, the glue might stick to the Post-it note rather than the cardstock. Okay, so I have my jar ready to go. And now I am going to go ahead and start making my card. I'm going to use a piece of Pretty in Pink cardstock. This is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then a piece of Designer Series paper. And this is the 6x6, 24 to 26 in color. This paper is retiring. These colors are not retiring for another year. But this paper is retiring, or is retiring at the... I guess it did retire. It retired on April 30th. And there will be new in color DSP on the 6th. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and adhere this to my card base. And you're thinking, well, this isn't a very good card base because there's no fold in it. How's this card going to open? Well, I'll show you in a second. I love the stripes. Okay, now I have a piece of Pretty in Pink. And this is 3 1/2 by 7. I did score it at 3 1/2, making a cute little note card. And then I have a piece of Melon Mambo, and this is the same, it's actually the brights of the 6x6 pack. Okay, so it's the same designer design, but it's the different color. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere this. And I want it going the same way. So my card is going to be like that. And I don't want this going the sideways. I want it to go the same way. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere that. And then I have the piece of white cardstock. This is, okay, so this was 3 1/2 by 7, scored at 3 1/2. This piece of DSP is 3 1/4 square. So 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. And the white piece that's going to layer is 3 by 3. Just so you know the sizes. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my little cute little jar on here. I'm going to pop that up with some dimensionals. Probably going to use 4. And then on this, I'm going to pop this up also. I'm going to need a little skinny piece. I think, let's see, probably cut a little piece off here off the end. And adhere this to my lid. Ooh, did I make it? Ooh, I sure did. That's pretty good, Trevis. Okay, so before I adhere this on here, I am going to do a little sponging. And I'm actually going to use Pretty in Pink with my blending brush. This is a small blending brush. They come 3 in a pack. And I'm going to just sponge around the edges of this. Just to get a little pink halo around the edge. I love sponging. I actually... And if you do it a lot, you'll get that soft, you'll learn how to make that soft, very soft edge. There's a lot of learning curve. You don't want those big blobs? I don't. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and adhere this to my card. And I am going to make the jar right on top. Sometimes it's kind of cute to have the jar lid off to the side, kind of like it's, you know, like that, like it's leaning against the jar. But I like it on this card. I'm going to put it on the lid, actually like on the jar. Okay, so there's my card, that piece. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and adhere this now to my little card, note card. I haven't adhered this yet. I'm trying to decide if I want to put some ribbon on here. I think I'll wait. I think I'm just going to go ahead and adhere this to my card base. Oops. Don't push so hard, Trevis. I'm going to move it off to the side just a smidge. And the reason is because I want to put a sentiment on here. The two pieces that I chose for my sentiment is I picked Spotlight on Nature. this die, and then I picked this 1 3/4 inch punch, and I did punch this out of Melon Mambo DSP, that same DSP, so that they will layer nicely. But I need to stamp my sentiment on here. And there's some really cute sayings in here, and one says, sending a little, and I would say, love your way. Okay, so I'm going to stamp those. And I'm going to use 2 different inks, and I love that these are separate stamps, so that is really easy to do. Sending a little. Okay, so sending a little. I'm just going to stamp that on the circle. And then love. So there's different things you can put in there. Sweetness, love, luck, and party. I think they thought of everything. I want to make sure I find love and not luck. There's love. So I'm going to stamp that in Strawberry Slush. You could do it in any pink. I'm just picked Strawberry Slush. Sending a little love your way. There's that mixed font that I like so much. It's like the typewriter font and then the scripty font. Oh yeah, I love it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and adhere this to my little piece that I punched out. And then I don't think this actually needs to be popped up. I think I'm just going to, and I'm not going to put glue on the whole circle because some of it is an overhang. So I'm just going to put glue on half of the circle so that it doesn't stick to the card, right? So when it opens, only this part sticks. And then I am going to put something on the inside, and I'm going to go ahead and use my blending brush again, just to bring a little of that light pink back in so that it all coordinates together. So I hope you've had a good week. We are headed into spring, finally. I love it. And I'm definitely a spring and summer girl. I love spring and summer. So this is going to go on the inside. And now I can just leave that open if I want. I think I'm just going to leave it open for the signature because really there is no card that opens. This is it. But I am going to use some Strawberry Slush twine. This is from the 3-pack of Pack Your Bags. So Strawberry Slush was one of them. So I'm going to go ahead and tie a double bow. So I'm just doubling it in half, tying a little bow like that, snipping that so that it'll lay like a bow. Now this could go anywhere on the card, right? Could go, be cute up here. It would be cute on the actual card base, which I think it needs, actually. I think I'm going to put it right there. I do need a mini glue dot. So I have these left over from Paper Pumpkin. Time to use them. Pull up one of these. Put it right there. A lot of people don't like these, but I really do kind of like them. I'm going to use them up. Okay, so I have that. Now, does it need a few little bling? I have these transparent adhesive backed dots, and I haven't really used them. Lemon Lime Twist, Blackberry Bliss, Garden Green, and White. And I think the white one is calling me. There's 2 different sizes, so I'm just going to add some of these. I'm going to put one right there. I actually like these white ones. Now you could color these with your blend markers. No, that doesn't want to come up. I don't think my glue is, my little putty is, yeah, my putty is not good. Okay, so you just want to turn it just a little bit. You don't want to overturn it. I've done this, and all of a sudden, you're thinking, my putty's not coming out, but then all of a sudden, a whole piece of it will come out. So you don't want to overturn it. You want to just turn it just a smidge, and then a little bit will start to come out, and then you can use it. Let's put one right here. Oh, I just think that's so pretty. I just love all these pinks together. Okay, so there is our card today. So my little trick on it was the Stamparatus. You don't even have to use your Stamparatus, right? You can still do that stencil trick if you don't have a Stamparatus or any kind of a, whatever they call these things. You can just do it with cardstock. And this is a small little note card type card. So hope you enjoyed it today. My name's Trevis Bossler, a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in St. Louis, Missouri. Thanks for watching today. Have a great weekend. See you on Tuesday. Bye.